Youth runner here with Cherry Creek, Colorado star and Foot Locker All-American Emily Cohen, from 22nd last year to 14th, and there was just a wave of blue and black and white. Obviously, I think it's very fitting that you and Rosie Macharsky are right there at 14th and 15th, but obviously it was Nora Hushagen in 12th, it was Brooke Chapman in 13th, Kate Fultz in 16th. I still am absolutely dumbfounded that a group can put 8 women in the top 16 and not win the team title. But you certainly know a lot about that, competing in Colorado 5A, just how good the competition can be. But today is all about celebrating the greatness of Emily Cohen. Just how much do you feel like you learned from this course, and just how much you had to respect the hills both times around, especially the second time around, that benefited you today?
Yes, I definitely am super glad that I made it last year. I think the knowledge of this course from last year definitely helped me. And I think it's kind of nice that we do 2 loops, because, you know, the first loop you're just like getting in your groove, you're staying with the girls, and then the second lap really tests your fitness and your mentality. And that hill is super tough, so just gritting your teeth and running up it.
Absolutely. But a woman that's had to compete at Norris Penrose so many times, I mean, obviously there isn't a straight up incline there. It's just from from start to finish, especially when you get out in the hills and the zigzag and whatnot. It's just nonstop. But I mean, how much you've grown and improved and developed and matured, in the last year. Like, I mean, even for the best woman in America, Elizabeth and and Victoria and that whole group, like it's still gonna humble some of the best women in America. But I mean, did you feel like you were really ready to embrace and attack that challenge?
Yeah, I think living in Colorado, definitely. I do a lot of hills. There's a lot of hilly courses, and I do hill workouts, so I was prepared. I think maybe next year I might prepare a little more with the hills, but just because like NXR was super flat, so I was more preparing for that. But it was good. It was a good experience.
Speaking of NXR, I consider that still to this minute one of the most brilliant performances of your career. I mean, to run sub 17 on that course, especially a woman that was there for Desert Twilight when it was over 90 degrees, and for you to drop that amount of time. But it's just a matter of, and I said to Rosie earlier, I mean, look at what Colorado 5A has accomplished just in the past 2 weeks, never mind the entire year, right? Mountain Vista, national champions, Air Academy, fourth place, Addie, top 5, Delaney, I mean, she's 3A, but, in that Colorado group, top 25. Ella's in 4A, but she's in the top 10. Rosie's an All-American or whatever. I know that you know this every single day of your existence because you live there, but now when we look back, Emily, kind of pull the lens back and just see how incredible 5A was, how incredible the whole group of Colorado women was, both in Oregon and here in San Diego. Like, I think it only adds more credibility to how phenomenal your performance was in Arizona. I know it was probably hard, on the day, but but do you realize now that it was like it all of that contributed to you bouncing back and having a great race in Wisconsin, and then obviously today as well? Yeah,
for sure. I'm so grateful that I have all these girls to race with in Colorado. I think like the state meet and just like all the races throughout the season definitely prepare me to be tough in these national races. I think NXR was basically like a Colorado state meet again.
Throw Jane in there and that was about it, right?
Throw Jane in there, so that was so fun. I enjoyed watching all the Colorado girls run at Oregon, at Nike. Like, I'm so proud of all of them. They did so amazing. And then to come here and be able to run with Rosie is just, I'm so grateful to have all these Colorado girls to race with, and I think we definitely make each other better. So
absolutely, not only as athletes but as friends and human beings, right? I mean, I know how proud Rosie is of you. I know how proud your family is. I see that outpouring of support on the video from everybody back at Cherry Creek. But if you'll indulge me for a moment, how proud are you of her? Because obviously, she was a really emotional low at the state meet, and for her to bounce back and put together 4 races of this caliber and be literally the last All-American in both national races. Like I told her, I said, Rosie, you could race these courses 100 times, and the mathematical probability of that is like, literally 1% of 1% to be the last All-American in both races. But just how proud are you of her? We get to see you for a track season in a whole nother year, Emily Cohen. Like, this was it. This was the this was the last cross country race that she'll ever compete in for Denver East. Just for her to bounce back after that state performance and put together,
Yeah.
you know, the race in Arizona and Wisconsin and Oregon and San Diego, like how awesome was that to see?
Yeah, I'm always so proud of Rosie. She's such an amazing human being and runner. To be an All-American at 2 national meets is just so incredible. She should be so proud of herself. I was telling her that after the race today because she was a little upset because we both didn't do as well as we were hoping, but like, honestly, she's such an incredible athlete in person, and so she should be super proud of herself.
2 more things as we look into your future. I mean, obviously we're going to see a lot more swimming and biking and, and triathlon, but like, do you see the fact that Lord willing, health providing, that's going to be the opportunity for Emily Cohen? I mean, in pretty much any other year in the Southwest, we would be talking about you as a woman that just came from Oregon and here and probably be a 2-time All-American as well. But it's just because that group is that deep and it's that amazing. And you certainly understand and respect that. But I mean, you know, kind of getting a little taste of it today, like does it just, you know, I know there's going to be swimming and biking and, you know, track races between now and then, but like, does it just give you, you know, even more fuel and even more fire that it's like, you know, I want to challenge myself against Addie as much as possible and, you know, push up to potentially be, you know, 1 or 2 in 5A in the state and then be, you know, be an All-American in both?
Yes, I mean, I love racing the best of the best. I think it's just so fun to race other talented athletes. Just racing is so fun, and being able to race super tough girls is just even more fun. And I can't wait to keep racing Addie and the other Colorado girls, and I'm just grateful for all of them to race against.
Most definitely. And then speaking of the brilliant and extraordinary triathlete that you are, like, how much did it, because I know all these women here, and especially the women in Colorado, touch your heart, but to have that outpouring of support from back home, see all those athletes on the pool deck and whatnot, like, how much did that touch your heart?
I love all of them so much. I'm so grateful to have such an amazing support system. All my friends, my family, my coaches believe in me, and I'm just so grateful for all of them. Like watching that video last night, it was so wholesome. I'm just so grateful for all of them.
Absolutely. Well, we are incredibly grateful anytime we have the opportunity, whether it's by land, whether it's by bike, whether it's by water, to watch Emily Cohen, but especially today here at the Foot Locker Cross Country Championships, again, moving from 22nd to 14th, one of 8 women for the Midwest in the top 16, and she is forever an All-American, and it's not the last time I'm going to be saying that out loud. Emily, congratulations.
Thank you.